Well, Mbeumo to Man United medical hint. Welcome to the United Matters channel. And I think we're obviously going to be discussing Mbeumo in our first video of the day because it's really very intense and he's nearing joining Manchester United. When you hear that there is a medical hint, this is almost the final, or the, I think, the second last bit or step for a player to join the club of Manchester United. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is the name that we really broadcasting this to you, and it's the voice behind the microphone. Now continue to subscribe. We want to hit 22,000 subscribers as we already gonna hit 21,000 now. Man United are getting closer to signing Bryan Mbeumo. United want to confirm Mbeumo before returning for pre-season to July. Second offer of 60 plus, not far off Brentford's expectation, with add-ons being discussed in there. That is Jacobs Ben and Alex Crook in there. So I want to let you know that the club of Manchester United is working hard to get this deal done. And as I told you, the first players that United should bring in through should be creative midfielders. They're really attacking, and that's what United have gone ahead to do. When we're here talking about things during the Erik ten Hag era, people were like, Rokan, you just don't want Erik ten Hag to get sacked. But I really had facts onto my fingertips because I knew the exact problem for the club of Manchester United, and I tell you what, that was the problem. And now with Cunha and Mbeumo in, I tell you what, it is solved. It is solved. Creativity is obviously going to be up there in the sky. Now we just have to work onto not really getting in more goals. That's why I've always told you that I would prefer to see a midfielder coming in first other than a center forward. Now from there, we have a story from Samuel Lucas saying that Man United are closing in on signing of Brentford attacker Bryan Mbeumo after submitting a bid in excess of £60 million over the weekend. Talks between Man United and Brentford have continued in recent weeks, and the deal is now on the brink of being finalized. Now, Man United, as Jacobs Ben has told you, they are closing in on the deal, and anytime from now, you will hear "here we go" from Fabrizio Romano. Now, what shows you that this deal is obviously happening very soon is this post from Jacobs Ben that Man United are closing in on Bryan Mbeumo as revealed earlier, with Alex Crook add-ons being finalized with total package exceeding £60 million. Mbeumo is waiting for permission to undergo medical. Now, I've already told you that medical is the second last bit of any transfer. When the medical is done and dusted, you know what really follows up. You know what follows up is really simple. It's unveiling the player and seeing to it that he starts training with the rest of the people at the club. That is it. So Man United is really doing a lot to see to it that they obviously get in players before the preseason goes ahead to start, and they're really trying hard, and that's what they're obviously doing. So as it stands right now, the club of Manchester United is working tooth and nail to see to it that the medical is really being booked, meaning that what is really left, it's the permission from Brentford, because almost everything is done, and the permission from Brentford is really very crucial for this deal. So Man United are waiting for the signing of this player. They're really working hard to get this over the line, and that's what you're really having in here onto the United Matters channel. We are here to wait and see how things are really going to be panning out for the club of Manchester United in this deal. But the medical is always of 3 parts, and we are waiting to see how things are really going to be panning out in here. Now, after that medical, then we went ahead to obviously go ahead and really got a story from Rob Dawson, United correspondent for the United Matters, for ESPN, and told us that Mbeumo is now awaiting permission to complete his medical with Man United. Final details between clubs. So the medical of Mbeumo is loading. That is it. And what a signing for the club of Manchester United. That is it. Bryan Mbeumo is obviously going to be that guy that Man United will obviously have gone ahead to sign in and see to it that he really showcases exactly what he's really good at. So his medical is really in waiting. And who is delaying the medical? He wants permission from the side of Brentford, right? Because he's under contract with them, and after the medical, he'll be unveiled as a new Man United player. Now, Rudy Giletti, deal between Man United and Brentford for Bryan Mbeumo now only pending add-on structures. Brentford have requested a £2 million increase in bonuses during the last meeting. So, they want a £2 million in bonuses, and I know they're obviously going to get it, but United obviously try to make it hard for them, especially when it comes to how they are going to be paying them. You get? I know they'll accept those add-ons, but the payment method or the terms and conditions set for the payment will really differ a lot. That is it. Then Jamie Jackson, the initial fee of Bryan Mbeumo has been agreed with the clubs discussing add-ons that may take the overall deal close to £65 million. You understand? So that deal is going to be taken to £65 million. That is it. So, as I've told you already, that the problem is all about the add-ons. And when the add-ons are really done and dusted, Here We Go will be sounded by Fabrizio Romano. You understand? So, that's exactly what this is all about. And I tell you what, Mbeumo to Man United is not obviously going to be stopping there. I tell you, the plan is to bring in more 3 players. You know, a midfielder, you know, a striker, and I think a right wing back. So United is still working on very many people. You know, the signings are really going to be huge, and the outgoings are also going to be huge. So the outgoings list is ever growing because uncertainty at Manchester United is really key. For example, Sancho, Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho, you know, those 4 are really being looked at as people who are really going to be leaving the club of Manchester United. But anything can change depending on what the mentality of the player has gonna hate to really be like. So that's all about Mbeumo to Man United. Medical hint dropped, you know, it's a huge one, and permission medical pending. You understand? If he gets that, you know, then he'll obviously come to Manchester United. But don't forget the big part that was played by Andre Onana into this particular deal. And he has gone ahead to detail everything very well. And this is how things have gone ahead, obviously, get out of our way. You understand? So, United is working hard to obviously see to it that they get their second signing. Remember, Matthias Cunha was the first signing, and it is said 7th July, this is when these players are really returning for the preseason. That is it. So, let's wait for the Here We Go of Bryan Mbeumo, and my instincts tell me if it's not today night, tomorrow by afternoon, the Here We Go will be in, and Man United will obviously get the second signing right. And if at all we're getting these signings right, I think the manager will be given a chance to see to it that he really gets himself into the proper position of giving us the best of the best as it stands. So guys, we sign out for now. See you later. So we're calling in for your reactions into the comment section below. And we are really privileged to be having you, the viewers of Manchester United Matters channel, and you keep watching this channel hugely. That's what I had for you. Bryan Mbeumo, medical permission next. You understand? It's next. I tell you, it's next. Meaning that Mr. Here We Go is really waiting for just hours from now to really give us that story. I know we are all fed up of the Bryan Mbeumo stories because it's really long overdue. Would like to see him being signed for the club of Manchester United, and then we look at the other next signing. But you know, United are the biggest spin monsters of the error. I'm out.